Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quick Break Games, and today we're going to be ranking the 5 levels of Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, from LEGO Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga. So this is going to be ranking the 5 levels from worst to best, 5 being worst, 1 being the best. So let's go ahead and get started with number 5. Alright, so at number 5 we have Never Tell Me the Odds. This is the 3rd level of Episode 5, which takes place when Han Solo is trying to escape the Empire by flying through an asteroid field. This is basically a remake of the Falcon Flight level from the original LEGO Star Wars games. Now, of course, this is a vehicle level, and it's divided into 2 main sections. The level starts off while you're in an open space environment surrounded by a few Star Destroyers and TIE Fighters. I do enjoy this section. It's surprisingly pretty close to how the original version of this level started off, actually. So your first goal here is to pretty much take out the Star Destroyers, and once you do that, the level transitions into a more on-rails section for the asteroid field. And now there's actually a cool level challenge here to avoid hitting any of the asteroids. And I think this makes for a pretty fun challenge, especially since the flying controls here are obviously way better than the original game. So I really enjoyed trying to go through the asteroid field without hitting anything, just like they kind of had to do in the movie. So I'd say you probably only have to fly through the asteroid field for about 1 minute or so, and then that's pretty much it for this level. So I really think they could have done more with this level. We don't even really get to play the part where the Millennium Falcon gets swallowed by the space slug creature. I just think that's very strange how they left that out completely. It was even a cool Easter egg that you could accidentally stumble upon in the original games. So yeah, I think the asteroid field definitely could have been expanded a bit, and because this is a vehicle level and those typically aren't as fun in general, I'm going to have to place Never Tell Me the Odds at number 5. So number 4 is Assault on Echo Base. Yep, it's another vehicle level. So this one takes place on Hoth. It's the 2nd level, episode 5, and has you flying on a snow speeder, taking down the AT-ATs and AT-STs. So it's a remake of the original level called Hoth Battle. Okay, so you begin by coming out of the rebel bunker, and you have to take down a certain number of enemies to proceed. After that, the level opens up a bit, and this is the section where you get to do the classic AT-AT takedown maneuver as you wrap around the tow cable around the AT-AT's legs. So I have this criticism with a lot of the levels in this game, but this one definitely could have been longer. Even the original level had like 3 main areas to progress through, on top of having multiple side areas to discover in free play that had mini kits and whatnot. This one is basically 2 fairly small play spaces in an extremely linear progression. Now this new version does have some mini kits to find along the sides of the 2 areas, but they're nothing like the secret paths from the old games. One positive I have is the tow cable mechanic. I think it's much more satisfying wrapping around the AT-ATs in the new third person's perspective, and once you wrap around them you don't have to do that annoying process with towing the bomb like in the old games. So that's a plus, and I really do like how when you're wrapping around it you have like these little rings that has you fly through to make sure you're going in the right direction. I just thought it was a really cool mechanic that they added here. Overall, I think this level is fun, but I think it could have used an extra area just to lengthen it a bit, or at least have some secret mini-kit areas to find to flesh out the level a little bit more, so I'm going to have to place Assault on Echo Base at number 4. Alright, number 3 is Hibernation Station. So this brings us to the 4th level of Episode 5, which takes place on Bespin, where you primarily play as Princess Leia and Lando as you fight your way to the Millennium Falcon. In other words, this is a remake of the Betrayal over Bespin level from the old games. Now I gotta say, this level is a lot of fun, and it really feels like an upgraded or improved version of that original level. Now before I was talking about how the Assault on Echo Base level was very linear, well this level is the exact opposite. If you pull up the map, you'll notice that this level is almost like a maze. You start off with so many branching paths and different ways you can approach it. There's even hidden rooms that you often unlock through a protocol droid or astromech droid, where you'll often find the mini-kit collectibles for the level. I also liked how they included an option to use stealth here. There are stormtroopers walking around down almost every hall, but you can freely choose to take them out silently if you want to. And I have noticed, at least for me, when playing the original 2006 version of this level, it often feels like it drags on a bit, but I feel this version is pretty much the perfect length for this section of the movie. But anyway, eventually you make your way outside to the Falcon, where you can build turrets to take out the final waves of stormtroopers flowing out of the Bespin facility trying to stop you. This one is just a lot of fun. I really don't have any major issues here. It's just that I prefer 2 other levels a little bit more than this one, which is why I'm going to put Hibernation Station at number 3. In the number 2 spot, we have Hoth and Cold. This is the first level of Empire Strikes Back, and as the name suggests, it takes place on Hoth. Here you mainly play as Han Solo as you fight your way through the bitter cold to find Luke Skywalker. And what's awesome about this level is it was never playable in the old games, so this is completely original content here. Now what I love about Hoth and Cold is how it is basically a mini open world. Your goal here is to activate 3 signal towers to reveal Luke's location, but what's awesome is the open-ended nature of it. You can freely decide which tower you want to tackle first, and each tower has its own little puzzle to figure out. So for example, one has you building a snowspeeder to clear a path to the tower, another has you taking out Imperial probe droids to reach the tower, and the third requires you to clear out huge blocks of snow to reach the tower, and there's just a lot of variety here. And of course there are mini-kits to find if you're interested in exploring every nook and cranny of this mini open world play area. Now this level actually reminded me of the open-ended areas of the newer Uncharted games, where those games would throw you into a big area that you could explore. It would have been awesome if they used this design in more levels in this game. And lastly, I think this level does have some good length to it. Each tower does take a few minutes to activate, so the level length here is more in line, I would say, with the original LEGO Star Wars 2 and the Complete Saga levels. So yeah, Hoth and Cold is a top tier Skywalker Saga level in my opinion. It offers plenty of variety while letting you even choose which order to play the objectives in, which is why I'm going to put this one at number 2. Of course, at number 1 we have Revelations. Obviously I had to put this one in the top slot. This is a boss battle level done right. So Revelations is the classic Luke Skywalker versus Darth Vader scene from the ending of the movie, and they recreated this scene perfectly in LEGO form. So in the old games, this level was called Cloud City Trap, but the new lightsaber combat and third-person perspective allows this level to improve upon the original in basically every way. Almost this entire level is a lightsaber duel, but what's great is how they really make you feel like you're no match for Darth Vader. Much like the movie, Vader is constantly pushing you back and forcing you to be on the defensive. The little QuickTime event cutscenes that happen periodically throughout the lightsaber duels, where you're getting force pushed or overtaken, really make this a cinematic fight. But they do throw in some brief moments of downtime where you're doing a little bit of puzzle solving with R2-D2 to progress through the area and get to Vader. These sections really do feel like the scenes from the movie where Luke is exploring and on edge due to him knowing Vader could pop out from anywhere. So the level goes back and forth between exploration and lightsaber duel until eventually the level ends with the classic I am your father scene recreated in LEGO form. Now, the only real criticism I have with this one is for the 2-player co-op. The second player is going to be stuck, bored, playing as R2-D2 the whole time. This is a problem with a lot of the boss battles throughout this game, so I think it would have been much better if they had player 2 playing as Darth Vader and you dueled each other, much like the original, Anakin versus Obi-Wan fight in the old LEGO Star Wars games. But again, if you're playing solo, you don't really have to worry about this at all. But yeah, Revelations perfectly recreates the tension of this famous lightsaber duel. Something like this would have never been possible with the original gameplay style and camera angle of the 2000s games. So Revelations just had to be in the number 1 spot. So guys, that's going to be it for my ranking of the 5 levels of Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. So let me know in the comments below what your ranking would be, and let me know if you like this video by giving it a like, dislike it if not, let me know why you disliked it, and subscribe for more content like this, while always covering the latest in LEGO games here on the channel. So I'll see you guys next time here on Quick Break Games.